Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Charlie ZZ is in the building.
Welcome to the Daily Bread with Charlie.
Molweni nonke and welcome to yet another episode of the Daily Bread with me, Charlie Zizi. On the Daily Bread, we are talking about careers. If we're not talking about careers, we're talking about jobs. If we're not talking about jobs, definitely we are talking about businesses and careers. And today I call it a business day because we are going to talk about business and business opportunities. So most of us want to start businesses and we don't really know how to start or where to start. Others, they end up doing business decisions which they regret at the end. So to talk about that and more, I have my guest. He's an IT specialist and businessman. He's the director and founder of Tenza Business Solutions and Technology Hub. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about Mr. Romeo Mafanya. Good, Romeo, thank you for joining us on the Daily Bread with Charlie Zizi. Well, I know you are a busy man, very, very busy man, but I'm glad I got this opportunity to talk to you because you are the director and founder of Tenza Business Solution. So here's my thing. Most people, as I said before, they want to start businesses, but they don't know what kind of businesses they want to start. They don't know where to start. So I want you to break it down for us, Uti, where to start, and also maybe you can give us your main reason behind you starting Tenza Business Solutions.
Zizi, thank you for the opportunity, sir. Like you said, I started Tenza Solutions. Well, I can start by saying you need to have love for what you're doing. Well, I was working for an overseas-based company where I was a business unit manager. So I saw the need for what I was doing. The reason for me to actually identify the need was that a lot of black people aren't given an opportunity because they are black. So I decided to make opportunities for myself and those underprivileged. Coming from underdeveloped community of Thokoza, especially Polar Park in Ekurhuleni, I saw a need, I saw a gap for ICT skills. I started by installing free Wi-Fi for my community to actually assist the kids to have access to e-learning. Prior to that, I realized there was a need for people to have an understanding of registering their businesses. Starting up a company, it's not an overnight thing. I'm still struggling, whereas my company only started in last November. But I've helped so many people. I then realized I can fill the gap. People register companies not knowing what is it that they want, not knowing how to go about doing that, and busy helping people to understand. When you register your company, you're not gonna be successful overnight. It is a process.
Exactly.
So if you're not ready to suffer, then I don't think you are ready to start a company.
I like the part when you're saying it's not going to happen overnight because most of people they look up to people who are already successful in business, but we don't really know what's their recipe or what's their hustling story. But now I want us, Romeo, to take us through step by step on how do I get my business started. What are the right things to do or what are the wrong things people that are doing when they want to start businesses?
Charlie, as I mentioned before, people get into business with their minds on money.
Yes.
And people get to do things wrongly. One, you need to know your story, man. When you think of your business, you actually need to know what is it that you're getting yourself into. You need to research your business.
Yes.
You need to have an acumen mind of what is it that you want to do. And you need to have actually a broad mind on ways how to achieve what is it that you want to do. And you need to know how are you going to be different from million businesses that are out there. You need to know what is it that you're doing. You need to know what is it that you need to sell to people. You actually have to have an upper hand from your competitors. You can't do the same thing that is done by your neighbor. You should actually try a different view.
Yeah.
And the most important factor is you need to have your business registered. I'm actually dealing with a lot of people that have got their business registered and everything. But then you find people who have registered their businesses in 2010. Only in 2021, they don't know about what it means to do returns, both on CIPC and SARS. So I think people need to be educated, actually sit them down and make them know what is it that is required from them to have and to own a business. People need to know there are challenges in business, and they need to have a plan in overcoming those challenges. People need to have actually a steady mind, because when things don't go right, people tend to actually abandon or give up on their plan. So if you don't have a dream or you don't have a plan, my advice to you is don't start, because this is not an easy ride.
The education part, yes, I also like that part, because they say education is the key. We don't get time to educate ourselves. Instead, we are rushing to be a businessman. We are rushing to own these big cars and these big houses. But now we are lacking the education part. And thanks to you, we have people like you to help us to educate. And I also like the part to Wuti. There are people, they had business long time ago, but they still don't understand some terms, or they don't know which doors to knock when it comes to help themselves in businesses. But now, before I let you go, Budromio, I've got a segment here where it's called the bread crust, right? So it's actually where you help someone to find a solution in their problem. So this one, I took it from one of our Facebook groups. I think maybe you are also on. So it's about, now we are not talking about businesses now, but it's about finding a job. Since you are an IT specialist, you know things about computer and all that. Someone is confused here when they are talking about what do we call computer literacy. What is it? What is a computer literacy, and what does it help when you trying to find jobs?
Zizi, computer literacy. Let me give you my perspective. Computer literacy is actually your starting point. It's your starting point to know about computers. You can be computer literate, but then you come across a specialist. because you need to understand there are programs, there is hardware, there is software, you name them. But then you just need to be specific as to what is it that you need to know, or what is the field that you need to know about ICT.
Yes.
It's very broad, and for you to be computer literate, it's actually helping, because I've learned something on what I'm doing on business administration.
Yes.
You actually don't need to be Einstein to master business administration. It's just for you to know and understand instructions. You go to a certain website.
Right.
You register a company. For you to register a company in CIPC, you need to be computer literate. You need to be able to understand all the instructions for you to register your business. And for that, you only pay about 175 rands to CIPC.
Yeah.
Rather than you coming to me, I'll help you to register your business.
Yeah.
For 350, for 400 rands, it depends. But then it's important for you to be computer literate, and it will actually help you to do quite a lot of things and to achieve quite a lot of things. And the pandemic has actually taught a lot of people that they need to be computer literate.
Exactly.
We've got people that work with computers every day, but you'll be surprised, they know nothing. You have computer supporters, your technicians.
Yeah.
They actually working overtime at this stage of pandemic, because people are working from home, but yet they don't know what is it that they need to do on their computers. So it's I think your question is quite important, and it is important as well for people to be computer literate, because nowadays everything that we do is based on computers, or it's computerized. The cell phones that we use are computerized. They are computers on their own. You can actually achieve a lot with your cell phone, instead of you having a physical computer and computer literacy.
Well, but Romeo, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for the insight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Romeo Mafanya. If you wanna get hold of him, you can contact him on 073 3347 613, or else you can just go to Facebook and like the page Tenza Business Solution and Technology Hub. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was all for today. Till we meet on the next episode, it's a goodbye.
Charlie Zizi on the Daily Bread.